Okay, guys, we are back again with match 3, and I brought another special guest commentator. I am Henry Steele. Welcome, Henry.
Hi, Calvin. Hi, Lauren. Hi, Robyn.
Hello.
So,
Hi.
yes, we are back for basically round 2 for these two ladies. The first game, Lauren won, which was the first game of the event. And now we are going to reverse colors. We're going to generate a new position. Let's do that now. So, let's talk right. Okay, so it's close to the one that we saw before. Khadija and Jesse, of course, playing with a normal chess position. This one looks very similar. Looks like the dragon on B1 should just be on C1, be a normal position. But it is a different position. And yeah, so 15 minutes aside plus 5-second increment. Robyn's got the white pieces versus Lauren with the black pieces. And yes, I have not updated that table yet. After, I think during the break, I will have to update it, guys. So I'll do that. And Henry will be with us for this match. And so, yeah, guys, don't hesitate to throw us a message in the chat box. Let's make it exciting. So, yes, so players, can you please mute us so that you don't hear our commentary? Once you are ready, you can start. Robyn, you got the white pieces, so once you are ready, you can. Good luck. I just want to put my. Okay, right. So yeah, guys, we've got Henry back for PC30 chess. Henry was on the show the other day for the Rapid Invitational that I had, and of course, Henry also has. If you go onto YouTube, you can also check out the show. Training. So Henry, what is your thoughts on opening here? Almost a normal chess position. They play like a normal chess position. They get dragon bishop early. What's your feel?
One of the things that makes this thing so hard, this chess paradigm chess 30, is the Fisher random aspect. So you don't just have to deal with a new piece; you also have to deal with how to sort of get your pieces out to squares that are not just terrible and get some coordination with your pieces. So in this respect, I think getting close to a starting position is actually something that's useful. And I think it tends to favor black more than white, because in the other positions, I think the first move actually can make itself really felt. So yeah, I think sort of putting a pawn in the center and making sure you can put a pawn in the center and get yourself some space, and then just try and get your pieces out normally behind that. I think is what both players will be trying to do here.
Basically, not a lot of similarities. Just a question, Henry. You said that it favors black for these normal positions. Why do you say so? For black to respond.
I think with the pieces, when the pieces are like on strange squares, and you don't, it's not that easy to sort of coordinate them. I think the first tempo that white has, playing like a pawn to the center, often it's harder for black to sort of respond the same way and to just sort of get his pieces out in a proper way. Whereas I think like with a normal chess position, I think it's sort of like a knight's going to f6 and knight's going to c6. You can put a pawn on e5 and d6 or d5 and e6. You can get one of your bishops out. It's regardless of what white does, black can sort of get like an okay position by sort of just doing something like normal. Whereas I think in the more random positions, I don't think it's that easy. You can easily sort of put one of your pieces on a bad square, and then all your pieces are like all of your pieces are suddenly sort of tripping over each other.
Okay, so let me just get it right. You said that it's more difficult for black then.
When it's more random.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I just feel like the cost of a mistake becomes more.
Yes.
And it's easier to make a mistake as well, because it's not easy to see where the good squares for your pieces are.
Okay. So yeah, and I'm looking at the position here. It looks like some b4 c3. We're seeing a collie. The knight's on d3, a knight on f3. So Robyn's knights are eyeing the center. The e4 square looks slightly soft, but okay, white can play f3 at some point. Lauren has just played pawn to b6. Maybe she's thinking of dragon to a6 as a possibility.
Yeah.
He's also covering the c5 square. We've noticed in the previous game and before this that these outposts can be so valuable to the knights. The knights can be super knights as well, each piece having their own value and their own rules, I guess. So yeah, interesting stuff here. What should white do next? E3, G3?
I would lean towards G3 actually. With the dragon bishops, I like to fianchetto them
Okay.
where I can. It's sort of, they're very safe. Like they can't be harassed by a knight.
Yes.
And they still sort of like, you can still see them getting scope and sort of like jumping into the enemy position
Yeah.
from the G2 square, for example.
Yeah, I think
So
that's true. I also told Lance previously because Lance is pretty new to the game, but my
Lauren playing
C5.
C5 here, that's very, very ambitious with no pieces almost developed.
So she's hitting
And
the center with the pawns.
immediately this like D takes C5, B takes C5, dragon to A4 check. Looks very, very tempting for white.
Yes, with the pin, then you could possibly throw in knight E5 if he blocks with the knight. So
yeah,
goes for something like this.
Yeah, I think white should definitely exchange once at least on C5, and then try to put something on E5 and put a play check on A4. Not sure exactly the order, but
so but if we could do throw in check now, how can black respond?
yeah, because actually my first thought was black could play the dragon to D7, but he can't play either one to D7, so you'd have to block with a knight.
Just to the viewers out there, by the way, the dragon on B8 cannot get to D7 because the C8 knight is blocking its path. So it has to be a straight move first and then diagonal. So no dragon bishop can block. Same goes for the F8 dragon. He can't reach D7 because the E8 square is on side. So knight has to go. Block.
Yeah, so one variation that already seems pretty logical is one knight goes back to D7, white plays one of the knights to E5, black defends the knight on D7 by playing the C8 knight to B6.
Yes.
You exchange on D7. Okay.
Knight takes D7.
Yeah, and then the important thing is that bishop on the dragon on B8 is defending the E5 square, so you can't play another knight into E5. So it seems that black is
might be okay for black here.
It seems like black is getting away with it somehow.
95 plays. It seems like black has the own. It looks like an only move knight C to B6. So I don't think that will.
Okay, so Robyn plays knight F. I was actually thinking about playing the other knight, just because in some positions, maybe if you play E3 or E4, you want to get that F1 dragon to D5.
Yeah. So
okay, here.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Sorry, yeah, here also maybe knight C6 is something I missed initially.
Knight C6. I was thinking about dragon C6, but knight C6 does fork the queen and the dragon. Knight.
Take the queen.
Oh, you take the queen. Sorry. Oh, nice.
But you can move the queen first, and then when you take the dragon, black can take the dragon on A4.
Like
very crazy so early, and both players are still playing very quickly.
No. But the other thing is that the initiative can get initiative quickly and buy out quickly and seem like white has it.
Yeah.
Decision that needs to be made here. And it seems like C6 is I don't know if you want to drop back. You can't drop back because the E5 knight is also hanging.
Yeah, you either have to take on D7 or to jump into C6.
6, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a 15-second increment, so the ladies are welcome to use their time over here.
Yeah, and I think
On
this
the
is an
clock.
important position for Robyn, because if like things, if she doesn't find something concrete here and the other position simplifies a bit, then definitely Black will be very happy
Yes.
with how the opening went.
Yeah.
So it's worth spending a little bit of time here to try and see if there's a way for White to sort of get some kind of advantage or get
Something.
some pressure in the position.
So knight c6, queen c8 perhaps, queen c7,
Yeah,
queen c8, I guess, to keep the dragon
Queen
on the
C8.
board. Knight takes b8, a4, queen takes a4, rook takes b8, and I don't see anything for White.
Yeah, the other option that you have is instead of taking on A4, is you can take on D7
D7.
first.
Take on d7, and then queen takes d7, protects the knight on a4.
And then knight E5 hits the queen on D7.
Aha, I forgot about that, knight on d3.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so. Then black. What would black have to do after knight takes d7?
Either take on B2 or move queen B5.
Okay, but b2 at least knocks the knight on d3 as well, so you can swap off. So taking on b2.
Well, I mean, after knight E5, right? After White attacks Black's queen.
Okay. But there's something to think about here. So the ladies are taking the time.
Yeah, no, it's very very complicated.
What's the choices here for Lauren though? I think she has to move the queen. Queen c7. I guess not gonna make a huge difference.
Mm. Yeah, I think White has to take on B8, right?
Is knight d to e5 asking for too much?
Sure.
Knight takes a4, queen takes a4. The dragon bishop is still stuck on b8.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'm just looking for trouble over there. Doesn't seem like
those knights might get tied up a little bit.
Yeah. Knight takes dragon bishop on b8 is played. We're expecting knight takes dragon d4.
Definitely.
And here comes a moment now. White again. Queen takes knight. The
Yeah.
rook takes b8. Looks good for black. Big center. d2 is also under pressure. Knight takes d7. Queen d7.
Yeah, then this knight E5 move has to be
Queen a4. Queen a4 was played. So yeah.
okay.
Rather opting just to swap off. And it seems like our initiative has disappeared.
Yeah, that seems like black is pretty happy with the position
Yeah.
now.
Because I mean, black has c4, maybe even e5. Of course, black can also just develop and castle and space.
Yeah.
White has got basically nothing out now. Knight on d3, just standing around. Queen on a4. Okay, so I think white needs to just make a plan now to finish development.
Yeah. I mean, white just wants to get all the pieces out without losing material or without just getting into a too cramped position. But I think that's one of the problems with, or one of the difficulties for players with this new paradigm chess 30 is how to judge when sort of your initiative or attack is going to work.
Yes.
Because the dragons moving like knights and like bishops, they're great defending pieces, and you can easily think you've got some pressure, but the dragons are defending everything, and a few pieces are swapped off, and your initiative just disappears, and you're left with either like a material that you sacrificed or some weakness. So making that judgment is very, very difficult.
Yeah, and I mean, talking about that, sometimes as an experienced chess player, I don't know, when you play an inexperienced player or a guy that hasn't played, see or doing stuff like that. Sometimes you can, I feel like sometimes play and be judging. But why is he playing? Same like you saying, starting the attack too quickly. But it's all about gaining experience and getting that feel for the position. Right? Out with the attack, our pieces placed well enough, developed well enough, is the pressure enough. So we're going way back. We're going into. I mean, we basically all inexperienced PC 30
Yeah, no,
players here.
I
So
mean,
very
I
interesting.
yeah, I think Robyn did what I would have done as well. I think I would have done exactly the same. The way Black played, it sort of looks like it should be punished somehow.
Yeah.
You know, like the one knight out in f6 and then playing this b6 c5, and it sort of looks like it should be punished.
Go to f3 on the board though. That's a surprise. The dragon bishop is opened up. Maybe that's the idea. Dragon g3 perhaps on the cards.
It's a good idea.
Can black play c4? It's c4 possibility. Can black be greedy for the b2 pawn? Or should black just casually continue, maybe dragon to d6? I think that would be maybe a more sane way to go. I would maybe keep c4 up for later
also,
on.
My blitz move would definitely be dragon to d6.
Yeah. But okay, c4 does look tempting as well. c4, knight b4, and then a5.
I think after c4, white will probably throw in the dragon to g3 first maybe.
And, yeah. And then if dragon d6.
Exchange and play knight b4. But it looks
unnecessary because even if black captures on b2 after those exchanges in a normal chess game, then maybe the king. But black is one more move away from castling. I don't know. There's some good options here for black. Black has all the options.
Yeah, the problem for white. I mean, sorry. How does the scoring in the tournament work? Is it game points match? Or do these count as matches?
I think this is just game points. So we can maybe just confirm with Lorenzo, the tournament organizer.
Okay.
But I think it's just game points basically.
Yeah. So then I think if I were white, I would try to think how. Yeah, I mean, I would start thinking, how can I salvage this? Like, what do I need to do to sort of just get up an okay position from here?
Yeah.
If it was match points, you would have to do something. I mean, you would have to commit yourself.
All out, yeah.
But here, I would try to just get some kind of position where I'm not losing.
Okay, so the interesting thing is, by the way, if black would go a5 and dragon g3, then black cannot go dragon d6. I've just picked up because you can capture and then take the a5 pawn.
Okay, that's a good point.
So
and knight a6 is also pretty annoying.
a6 is looming. G3 is also yeah. This is really, it's difficult to get a grip of the game.
Yeah, I think this was this f3 move from Robyn was actually, I think it looks so strange to us. It's like a move you would never consider in normal chess.
Yeah.
But I think it was a very, very good move.
Quite ingenious, yeah.
Because I mean, now at least you sort of, if you go back a few moves, it looked like black solved all her problems. Whereas now, definitely you can see black has. I mean, she has to think about what to do with knight a6. She has to think about when white's threatening to play dragon to g3, and if you exchange, then the a7 pawn is hanging.
I think maybe was it, but I could be wrong tactically because I mean dragon g. But I feel like black would have secured.
Okay, pawn a5 was played.
Okay, dragon g3.
Or even knight a6 as well immediately seems pretty tempting.
I don't know. I'm missing the normal moves here now as well.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you're so focused on that what the dragon can do that you miss like the, the normal chess moves.
But knight a6, so what has black up?
Dragon can't.
Knight a6, knight c5.
Yeah.
No, then it's knight.
And also the knight spin, which is, I missed that initially. The queen on a4 pinning the knight. Yeah.
Might be a misstep here by Lauren. You can so easily get too ambitious when you got a nice position. Knight a6 on the board.
Yeah, I think also something that's annoying for black is black would like to do something like queen b7, knight takes rook, and sort of throw in queen takes b2. but then the problem is that d7 knight
Yeah,
is
it's also hanging
is
there
hanging.
with check.
Yeah.
So,
And again, it's important to note that it's not protected by the dragon on f8,
yes. Yes.
which can be confusing. But yeah, I mean, this is exactly the kind of chess that you want to see. You want to see sort of like, hand-to-hand fighting from the start.
Yes, just
No,
slugfest.
yeah,
I was telling Lance as well earlier on. It's seldomly that we see end games, and we were just talking about the evolution of chess and how the beginning we are kind of like in the romantic era here, where we just going for attacks and figuring things out and going for mate, and we don't really think about end games because we seldomly get into end games. But I think that there's still potential in defensive moves, defensive techniques. So hopefully, the more we play it, the more we'll discover defensive techniques as well. And the more we get that attuned, we can maybe steer games into possible end games as well. Because the end games can also be rich with the dragons on the board, such an open board. King and a dragon might, or I'm sure we'll find something.
yeah,
So,
yeah. That's a very good point, and that's something that I have no idea how to judge.
yeah.
Like in chess, you have a good idea of like which pieces to trade and which pieces to keep on the board, and I have no idea sort of like, a rook and 2 pawns, is that okay against a dragon? A rook and a pawn, is that enough?
Yeah.
What kind of like, when should you trade down? I mean,
I think experience will tell with looking for the right structures. Okay, this structure might be good for my dragon. Okay, the structure is so on. So
yeah,
experience will definitely have to do trick over it. But yeah, I think that there's a whole world waiting for us in the end game. But point is, we must reach these end games. But for now, it's all about flames on the board. Queen b6, and I takes b8 probably happening.
yeah, I think that's an easy move to make.
So knight b8, queen b8, and then the question is, yeah, I would say maybe I love the dragon bishop. Are we gonna worry about the b2 pawn? Are we gonna grab on a5? What to do?
Yeah, black definitely has compensation for the exchange, in the short term.
Yeah, because I mean that knight, it's not easy for white even to push the e pawn. If white pushes the e pawn, then knight c5, and white establishes a
d3.
great square on d3. So
Yeah, exactly.
queen takes b8. I would play either dragon g3 or dragon e3. I would just donate the b2 pawn if black wants to, and then just castle. Because if black opens up the b file, I'm ready to castle, play rook b1. There could be heat.
Yeah, I think that's a very good idea.
And dragon
Black,
g3 is, by the way, also hitting the queen with tempo.
yeah.
So
Black still is 2 moves away from castling.
yeah, that's maybe issue. Yeah.
So definitely.
I'm pretty sure Lauren is it's basically now a bit of a fight against herself here, or psychologically she's just keep things together. She knew she had a nice position, and that c4 thing just you can get stuck on a move in a way you felt like you.
But f3 was definitely a brilliant move. Like,
Really interesting with you.
It's not a move that I considered at all.
And me too. I
But,
was thinking about e3 or g3, g3.
I was also thinking e3, g3. Exactly.
Okay,
So I think this dragon g3 that you mentioned, your suggestion is that's a very good idea. I think sometimes when we win material, we're too focused on this idea of sort of trying to hold on to it too much, and we tend to go too passive. Whereas sometimes you can give the material back at a good time and get some activity and use your
exchange for that.
And use that to more effect. So I definitely like this dragon g3 move.
I think this may be a key moment for Robyn as well, because I mean, as she can try to, just like you say, try to just hold on now.
Yeah, it's also, I think, an important thing for playing Paradigm Chess 30 is you have to be very strong psychologically, because we're still, I mean, we're still making a lot of mistakes. So during a game, I think it's sort of you'll go from winning to losing to winning to losing quite a few
Exactly.
times. So
Exactly.
being able to sort of handle those shifts
just
and being
hold
able
on.
to
Just stay in the game.
yeah, being able to adjust to sort of the situation on the board, you have to be quite strong.
I mean, this is, I would say, relatively early in the game. They've played 15 moves, Henry. And I
Yeah,
mean, I've had two. I think there was at least two swings here. One moment we thought white was better. Actually,
yeah,
we thought white was better. Then we thought black was better, and now we're thinking white is better again. But okay,
yeah,
going up and down like a seesaw.
yeah, definitely.
So one thing that white should definitely not do is push the e pawn. What is Robyn gonna come up with? How, if you want to save b2, what do you do? I guess there's three options: either develop the dragon bishop, either defend the b2 pawn, or you capture on a5. Maybe capturing on a5 is the aesthetic, because yeah, I mean, just want to develop your pieces, but so it's a possibility. Back rank for black could be more susceptible. But
Yeah.
on the other hand, how do you protect b2? I mean, rook b1 looks very, very
Yeah,
unattractive.
an interesting option as well is to castle queenside and then play
Uh-huh.
e4.
Ooh, okay.
But it feels a little bit unnecessary somehow.
And the question is, will the knight reach c5 in time if you
Yeah.
do that?
Oh, and another thing, something that I missed. Black actually has this. I mean, if white does something normal, black has this dragon to c5 with tempo.
Ah, okay. Dragon to c5 would hit the queen and would be on a beautiful diagonal.
Yeah. And do you think black cares about the a5 pawn?
I don't think black should care. I think black
Yeah.
should be looking at the king side, opening up the set,
Yeah, I also think black should try
focus on
to
developing.
get castled and then look for a way to use that d7 knight.
Robyn taking her time here. She's down to 4 minutes. And Dragon G3 played. I think she was fainting towards Rook B1, but then decided last moment to play
Yeah.
Dragon. So, tell the feel of initiative. Getting the most out of her thoughts.
Yeah. Oh, and that's so. What do you play after queen takes b2, Calvin?
After Queen takes B2. Okay, you would think that Dragon C7 is nice, but it's not even check yet. So I was thinking initially castling.
But that was what I thought as
Ooh.
well.
Ooh, I
But
see
then
it.
you're walking into a very nice trick.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I see it now. So
I didn't see that at all. Yeah.
Queen V2. If white castles, guys, then Henry's move earlier, there is a check. Dragon C5 would be check and the queen drops.
Yes.
That would be devastating. So what question is, what do you play after queen takes B2? And
because
it's almost like a bluff here by white.
now suddenly, yeah, because you either want to play castle or king f2, and suddenly
Both don't work.
I didn't see this dragon c5 check idea at all.
So I think white will have to be reduced to b1. E3 is hanging. I think black is just good now.
Can black give up? Can white give up both rooks?
Let's see. How do we do it first of all?
Yeah, that's also one of the problems as well. Is if you get checked on the back rank, your king can't go to f2.
Okay, looks like queen takes b2 is now just one. I mean, we've been chatting about this for a long time, saying that bishop c3 is good. But it seems like queen takes b2 is just completely winning. Because white doesn't have a decent move to protect the rook. If rook d1, queen takes c3 check, and king will have to go to f1.
Yeah.
And black captures on b2. And is Robyn going to fall for the dragon tactic, castling? Robyn is in trouble.
There's no. Yeah, I don't see any.
I guess, I mean, queen d1. Yeah, the initiative is lost, and it doesn't look good. I mean, black is an exchange down, but black is dragon c5 coming as well. You can even play king e7 now.
Okay. Can you play something like Queen C6 maybe?
Ooh, okay. Queen C6. Okay, I can take the rook, or I can maybe say I want to go dragon C5 first.
Yeah.
And then the thing is,
Yeah, I don't see.
yeah, I think white is in. So Lauren calling the bluff, and castling happens, and I think Lauren should spot this one, and she spots it. So it's a double check, guys. It's a devastating double check. King is in check, and the queen is hanging on a4. I think this is game over.
So the
Much
question
tactic.
as white as well is, like, you called it a bluff, and that's a very good way of describing it, right?
Yeah,
Because
because
in normal chess, you would never think that your opponent would miss like a, sort of like a 2-move tactic winning the queen.
yeah.
But here,
Yeah.
it might just be your best bet.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
that's sad. But I mean, how many up and down swings did we have in this game now?
yeah.
And it's all
Yeah.
about initiative. So yeah. And the dragon tactic prevails over here.
Yeah. And that dragon on f8 the whole game, standing on f8, and it makes one move. And
Okay, and resignation. So let's get the players back on. Hi, can you hear us?
You weren't supposed to lose that one.
Okay, so it was an up and down game. Me and Henry were talking about how we first thought white was better, then we thought black was better, and then we thought white was again better. Then there's a nice tactic. Actually, we spotted it afterward. In fact, Henry spotted it afterwards. The bishop c5. So well done, Lauren, for calling the bluff over there, grabbing on b2. Yeah, what's your thoughts on the game?
Oh yeah, no, I just blundered there with the knight fork. I just
Maybe you should have just played instead of c4 early. Just develop your dragon, bishop, and castle, and then.
yeah. And I was trying something different as opposed to sometimes I like to go c6 and then e5, but I was trying to do it the other way around, and I ran into some trouble there. But I managed to, I think, get out of that. And then I think I was so relieved that I got out of that. I kind of let my guard down and then ran into a tactic, and yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. And
You
Robyn?
did. You pulled my bluff, Lauren, because I was gonna go rook b1, defending the pawn. So I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, when I actually thought, okay, take the pawn, then I thought it was gonna be check on c7, but then I realized the knight is
Not
blocked.
check, yeah.
Oh, I saw that's why you played dragon bishop g3, because I figured you might think that there's a check. So I'm like, okay, my knight is solid there, at least stopping all the checks. But I was worried maybe after queen takes b2 and then maybe queen takes a5 and maybe checks down the back rank, but there's not really anything either.
Yeah. So yeah, interesting. So Robyn, you must have the dragon c5 double attack over. Yes, if black didn't have that, you would probably be locked at it. Back after queen takes b2. Yeah, interesting game, guys. We're learning more about these dragon bishops. All about initiative, up and down. Lauren, you scored 2 victories now. You're in the front seat. Well done. Tough one, Robyn. And look forward to you spotting those dragon tactics next time. And yeah, thank you, ladies. I think now we can take a quick break. And next up we have Jessie versus Khadija. Yeah, thank you, ladies. Thanks, Henry. We'll see you guys in a moment.
Thanks.